Thanks for tuning in to this session of Beyond Bitcoin's Delegate Edition. Giving potential delegates a unique opportunity to discuss their ideas, plans, and goals to help fortify the BitShares ecosystem. If you're a potential delegate and would like to create your own hangout, then please send your request to beyondbitcoin@gmail.com. Are you finding yourself addicted to our hangouts? Need the next fix? Then please vote for our delegate, fuzzy.beyondbitcoin. Again, that's fuzzy.beyondbitcoin. In addition, you can also check out our new website, beyondbitcoinshow.com, for the latest recordings and events. Now let's join in with our featured delegate.
Welcome to another Beyond Bitcoin Community Hangout. Today we will be talking to Monsterer and Shentist of the BitShares Metaexchange. Today, the Metaexchange team will explain what a bridge is, and we'll talk about their bridge and their services that they provide. If you feel like you have a nagging question, but don't want to say it out loud, or you have no mic, type it in the sidebar and I'll ask the question for you. With that said, you guys ready to take the wheel?
Yeah, I think so.
Take us careening down the mountain passes. All right, Shentist is going to be the sidecar driver.
Maybe not. Just Paul will start, so.
Yeah, yes. Oh, so yeah, my name's Paul Firth, username Monsterer. We are together with Frank. We're running Metaexchange, which is a bridge from Bitcoin into BitShares. And what that means is you send us your Bitcoins, and we give you the bit asset of your choice at favorable prices. And so our plan is to offer the tightest spreads that we can with the best liquidity that we can. We're starting small, but we're growing all the time. We're adding new markets constantly. We've got some new ones coming very soon. And so we are also talking with business partners for integration into wallets and so on. And we just want to be the first port of call for people just going into BitShares from Bitcoin. We want to do it the most slickest possible way. And that's basically our raison d'etre.
So does this integrate with other potential services?
Yeah, because we have an API, so we offer the opportunity for merchants to accept Bitcoin and get paid in the bit asset of their choice, as long as we have a market available to serve that purpose. So a merchant that wanted to take BitUSD, wanted to hold BitUSD, but wanted to accept Bitcoin could integrate with us via our API, and we would just do that conversion for them.
Or you can issue your own UEI and fund it with Bitcoins and run in the future your own bridge in your own UEI.
How would that work?
Not the same way like a BitBTC bridge, but with an user-issued asset as backing.
How that works is because Metaexchange is designed kind of uniquely in throughout the bridges that I'm aware of. It's designed to run a node. So, for example, if you had a UIA and you wanted to issue it through Metaexchange, you could run a Metaexchange node on your own server with your own wallets. So we provide API calls from our site. We provide customers to you, and via the Metaexchange node running on your server, you issue UAIs to your users and take Bitcoin as deposit. So you have no counterparty risk at all, and the process of crowdfunding by UIA is simplified for you because you don't have to do any of the legwork converting Bitcoins into bit assets, because we just handle that for you. This means that you can also crowdfund by issuing your UIA on the internal exchange at the same time. So you can have two routes into your asset happening simultaneously.
So this opens up the potential for How would you work with, say, like a light wallet?
Light wallet. So in terms of the integration into the wallet, or in terms of sending funds, or how exactly?
What I'm seeing is the experience of being able to purchase with the cell phone, right? As I see you guys talking about it, this is what I'm picturing, like, would be one of the most amazing potential things to use it for, right? Would be a service like that.
Yeah, we are already get integrated into the Lime Wallet project from Matteo.
Did you?
It's in progress. It's not live yet, but we are working with Matteo on that.
Yeah. So the goal is to get the fees from the transfer Bitcoin to BitShares in our own community, and to spread the fees as well. So we offer our partners a part of our fees. Yeah. So the liquidity providers will get the spreads, and we share the fees with our partners. Like the Lime wallets, they will get a part of our fees as well. So it will fund their project as well in the future.
Well, that's good stuff. So now we can start facilitating, because this is fast, right? I mean, how long does it take to transfer it?
Just right.
Yeah, so we're at one confirmation on both sides. So at the moment, obviously for BitShares, it's about 3 seconds you want to sell, and Bitcoin, it's about 7 minutes for a block to confirm. But we are thinking about trying to find a reliable way of accepting zero confirmation transactions, but that's something for the future.
Okay, Tony K. Do these nodes have their own backend, or do they use ours? If yes, why do you call them nodes, not just running your software for themselves?
Why do we call them nodes? They run a full Bitcoin node, and a full BitShares node, or client, I should probably say, and they run our Metaexchange software. Why do we call them nodes? I'm not really sure. I guess they're like a little module. They're not nodes in the traditional peer-to-peer sense. They're more like kind of units of operation. I'm not sure what else we'd call them.
Yeah, in fact, yeah, or maybe you read it in the forum, the BitUSD pair is not provided by us. It's a cooperation with CryptoHedge. Though this is the first project with partners we have.
Yeah, that's right. So Rune and Riverhead are running a Metaexchange node on their own server to provide the BitUSD BTC market. So they're our first partner. We're getting more partners added all the time. So we're hoping to open up a new market really soon.
So where do you see the trend of this going first? Like, what services do you think that this is going to enable that are the biggest and best things that it offers?
So I guess we're just getting people on board from Bitcoin into BitShares through BTC that might otherwise have had a little bit more of an effort to make in order to just try out BitShares. So I mean, that's good from that point of view. And it also just the idea of it just allowing merchants to accept Bitcoin and just keep BitUSD. I think that's going to be really useful for them, because it's kind of an automatic route from a really liquid currency into a stable currency like BitUSD. So that's going to be really important. And something else that's going to be really great, I think, is the crowdfunding stuff. So we talked about it a bit before, but it would allow people launching their UIAs to do crowdfunding really, really easily from Bitcoin, which is going to help a lot of startups get up and running really quickly without having to do the legwork of implementing their own internal mechanisms for handing out their user-issued assets. When they receive Bitcoin, they can just use us, and the process is instant and smooth. I think that's going to save them a lot of time and effort.
Yeah, and the good point is, after this fundraising, yeah, you can stay as a liquidity provider for your own asset and make money through the spread, because you can handle the Bitcoin transaction on your own server. And one point maybe as well, we want to minimize the risk. Yeah, we all get burned on Bitter for a couple of weeks. Yeah, I think anyone in the BitShares community has funds there. I'm pretty sure the most of us has funds there. So if you use Metaexchange, you will just trust us for a couple of seconds. And if we get hacked or our partners get hacked, only they will lose the funds and not you will use your funds, because you're only holding your funds on your own wallets. The idea is to share the opportunities inside our community, because not so many projects in the moment are available to focus your attention or to get the stuff done. Yeah, you know.
Well, here goes another question with respect to what Once Upon a Time is saying. Could you describe your cooperation with Rune's company, please? Because you guys, we are talking about how this enables all these different things, right? What exactly is enabled with it, kind of unlocked by your partnership with Rune and Riverhead?
So they provide the liquidity basically for that market. They hold the BTC side and they hold the BitUSD side in their respective wallets. So they make money through the spread that they offer, and we take a small 0.3% transaction fee from the customers that come to that liquidity provider. So we send them customers through the Metaexchange site, and they profit from the spread, and that's basically the relationship.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the idea is, the problem of a bridge is you need your own funds to run this stuff. We are not as rich as you may be thinking. So we just thought about ways how can we get the liquidity we need to run this. So this is the idea, to spread the opportunities in the communities with people who are willing to get this stuff run. And CryptoHedge is one project. They just stepped up and said we will provide the liquidity. Yeah, you know, they just tried it on Bitter as well. Yeah, and a good part for them are they are in charge of their own risk or safety, yeah, because that's their own servers, their own wallets. We are running only the matching stuff.
Yes, that's quite an interesting point actually, because they when they were running their operation on BTER, they were obviously exposed to the counterparty risk of having their funds on someone else's wallet, someone else's server. But being a liquidity provider with Metaexchange, you're not exposed to the same risk because it's your wallets on your server. So I think that's really good in terms of for them. And it also means for us that we're distributing the risk of being completely taken down, because we've got liquidity providers joining us in different locations. So say our wallet gets hacked, we're not completely put out of business because we can still run the other markets, and it gives us a chance to be more resilient to failure.
Wow, yeah, it seems like it would be very resilient, because you're saying that essentially all these clients are going to be running their own servers.
Yeah, exactly. So they've got their own funds locked up on their own servers under their control completely. So if one gets taken out, maybe we lose one market, but it doesn't take down the entire system.
How do you foresee trust playing out in these?
Obviously, we have to trust our liquidity providers, absolutely, and they have to trust us, absolutely, because obviously I need to be able to debug things when they go wrong on their server, so I have to log into their VPSs, and we have to trust them that they're not going to disappear with all of the funds. So it's kind of like a business relationship, really. It's not something that we would open up to anyone unless we were completely sure that they were trustworthy.
It's going to be very interesting. I mean, that's the only difficult thing with these types of systems. Now, some people get around it by charging a good bit of money to become one, but you know, and these are questions that I guess we're all asking. In this project, how will it deal with those centralizing factors? Have you guys thought about it, or if it matters?
I was about to ask if you could clarify the question.
Oh, my apologies. What you were saying is you'd have to have trust. You'd have to trust the people to run the nodes, right?
Sure.
So there's different ways, and I'm not saying that it's wrong or right. I don't know where I stand on it. This is so hard to ask. If you're going to have that level of trust, at first it's going to build slowly, right? There's going to have to be some process. Like there was voting brought in with delegated proof of stake, right? And this is kind of like a service that lays on top of it, and anybody can become a node. But there's a danger in that somewhere, right? Like they're holding their services are running on a server at their house. What happens if they pull out? Does it cause damage to anybody else, or?
Well, it's not everyone that can run a node. I mean, theoretically, we could let anyone run a node, but we don't do that. We only enter into relationships with business partners that we form a business relationship with, that we can trust. So trusted forum members, et cetera, et cetera. If they ran away with the funds, it just takes down the market, because we don't actually hold any customers' funds for any more than 0 to 1 confirmations. The amount of funds that are going to be lost is going to be a fraction of what it would be a centralized exchange. But we still, so that's minimized, which is great, but we still want to be able to trust the people that we work with. So I mean, there's an element of trust there, of course. It's essential in any business.
I would just add, so the liquidity providers, they're providing their own funds, and the customers, we are transferring the money through them. They are just in risk for a couple of seconds, because if they are closing the wallet or not transferring the money, we can shut down our daemon, and not transactions are coming again through this wallet, and you can send it through our website. So to the risk or the opportunity to get us screwed and the customers get screwed are really a couple of minutes or so.
So essentially what you're saying is it's far better to use this network, because even if it's attacked successfully or something really catastrophic were to happen, you're only going to lose a very small percentage of your funds, as opposed to being completely doxxed.
Exactly, and most importantly for us is that we aren't losing customers' funds. I mean, that's really important, which is why we want it to be instant and not hold their funds for any longer than we can possibly manage.
Yeah, and ultimately you're coming into business relationships, which would insinuate that you're probably going to have to, at some point in time, deal with legal restrictions in certain jurisdictions. You're going to be dealing with things like that on top of everything else, right?
Quite possibly, yeah. Of course, it's all crypto. Things are easier. I mean, if we start talking about fiat bridge relationships, then it gets much more complicated, and the lawyers come into force, I'm sure. But one thing we'll tackle at the time, kind of thing, I think.
Yeah, it's just very interesting to think about where it's going, because we do have trusted members of the community who've been here for quite some time, and they're doing great work, and you're partnering with them first and foremost. I guess if you're using these other like front-end businesses, like I'm assuming these could be used to eventually plug up to the real world stuff, right? Like I could go in and buy a pizza with it.
Yep, that's true. Yeah, if a merchant integrates with us, then to take Bitcoin for their pizzas, then yep, that would be all interconnected.
The incentive for somebody like that, if they're running a server also, is very low that they're going to just want to back out, because it's just an advantage in every front. Yeah,
it's quite unlikely that a merchant would be also a liquidity provider. They're more likely to just be taking advantage of the service via the API rather than actually, providing liquidity for a market. So the two things are kind of separated that way.
Thanks, man. I told you guys I'll ask questions all day, so I'm going to get onto the side panel real quick. Tony K says, tell us more about the integration with the mobile wallet, the Lime wallet from Elmato, if and when you can.
We're working with those guys, constantly. It's very difficult to give actual dates out, but we're trying to get everything sorted as soon as we can. But it's one of those things where there's so much stuff going on right now that it is difficult to give exact dates. But yeah, he is my number one priority at the moment.
Yeah, and Paul is the only guy in our project who is working. Yeah,
Well, the only programmer.
And the Lime wallet is going to be open source or no?
I don't actually know.
I don't know. Who cares? I mean, there are coders elected, and they are not open source as well. So.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not. I'm just asking because there are new people who want to know these things. Like if there's something that's going to be usable by them, like right away, or what the business models are. That's all.
Yeah. We asked to get integrated in the main wallets as well, but they will just doing bug fixes right now. They are not intended to integrate any gateway or bridge in the near future. I think this is not good, because I think it's a really nice feature if we have us or any other bridge or gateway integrated, and we can just go directly and keep the fees and the spreads in our community ourselves.
Definitely. Because then it's paying the people back who are actually part of active members of the community.
Yeah, exactly. So, for example, if you integrate Shapeshift, you're giving them money, but they're not necessarily part of the community. Whereas we're like an in-house kind of project. So, keeping the profit within the community is something that's important to us.
And it also gives the incentive for you guys to work harder on making sure BitShare is integrated into everything. So it's awesome to have these different elements.
And the goal is to get the spread tighter over the time. At the moment, it's okay. Yeah, we can compete with other exchanges also, but we want every partner to get the tightest spread as possible. So yeah, it's a win-win-win situation for anyone, I hope.
Yeah, Brent Alsop, you guys kind of answered Brent's question. Favdisu asks, also the spread is not ridiculous compared to Shapeshift. Is the spread, what do you mean by that, Favdisu?
Yeah, compare the spread from Shapeshift to our spread from BitShares to Bitcoin.
Yeah, I think they were using BTER to hedge their orders, but since it went down, they've not been able to do that, so they've just had to widen their spread to a completely enormous value. But we don't operate the same way, so we're able to offer tighter spreads.
Oh, so what's the difference?
Well, they're hedging their orders on BTER, so when someone places an order through them, they do the opposite order on BTER, so that they always remain neutral. Currently, the Rune and Riverhead are doing that on BitUSD, but we aren't doing that on our internal markets at the moment. One of them uses an experimental system for repricing based on order flow, and the other one is set manually. But I mean, the spreads that we offer are tighter because we want to attract users, basically. So yeah, we've got tight spreads, and hopefully we're going to keep them that way if this algorithm pays off.
Or to say we are taking risk because we are not hedging, and if the prices are moving fast, maybe we are losing money, but it's okay. So we are taking the risk. The problem is like the feeds, because we are just focusing our prices on the internal feeds, but maybe you realized it as well. They're really off sometimes, like 2% or so. You see it on our BTC prices. We just thought in the beginning we can do a 1-to-1 with a small spread on both sides, but we can't do it because the feeds are all the time off, over 2%. And maybe we just need here more updating from the delegates, because it's really killing us here.
Oh, that's an interesting thought. So you're saying that the update time is making it difficult, and that needs to be increased by for the delegates to do that, to make your system work better.
I mean, we can choose to not use the internal feed as our price center. I mean, that would be easy for us to do. But I think that the feed price being slow in general, it may be a problem for BitShares, just because the prices are so off when you're looking at the shorting and all the rest of that stuff. But I mean, we can choose to pick a different source for our information, basically, for our price center, if we need to do. But it would be nice just to be able to use the internal one. But it is quite slow.
Got you. Well, this is something that's important to find out, the little things that, I mean, open source projects are built by many really smart people. You know what I mean?
If you go on our site and check the BTC market, you will see the prices are all below 1. Yeah, and but all the people are buying, not selling, because it's not as good as it should be.
Zeldal said that Shapeshift has moved to using Yunbi and should be back up and running next week for BitUSD.
Okay, competition. Awesome.
I had a question for you guys. Seeing as this is generally in the digital space, do you see any integration of services like this for BitShares Notes or BitShares or PlayShares or any of these different systems later on?
Yeah, we'd love to be integrated into the wallets that for Notes and Play and all of the rest of those guys. We can provide the same service, basically. So yeah, that would be something we'd definitely consider.
Would it then be possible for somebody to have like a multi-wallet where they have all of their funds from all of the different DACs?
Theoretically, I guess so, yeah. I guess it might be slightly confusing to have two or three sets of BitUSD, which you would have to kind of understand which was which. But maybe there's a logical way to arrange that visually so you can understand which one you're dealing with at the time, then that makes it easier. But because they're all kind of separate, depending on the DAC, that's a touch confusing. But I mean, I guess that's a general problem rather than a specific one.
Back to what I was going to say. Do you see the integration with games?
Well, yeah, I guess so. This is something I had a side project before I even came into the BitShares space, which was to provide an easy integration for computer games to take PayPal and provide their own kind of items, basically, user purchasable items. It didn't take off, but I do have some experience in that area. So it wouldn't be a massive stretch of the imagination to kind of extrapolate that and stick it in the BitShares space. So your user purchasable items become bit assets, and they can be openly traded. And then you could use Metaexchange to go to and from BTC if you wanted to take BTC, or you could just take bit assets directly. I guess you'd need some kind of other third-party integration to make it easier for game writers to integrate with that service, but that's something that's definitely possible.
Yeah, it'll be really cool to see this whenever this ecosystem grows to be multi-billion-dollar ecosystem. But little things like this will be fixed along the way to make it reach that point. But some of the stuff that even like you guys are doing right here in the earliest stages of what you're probably doing, you see us growing up, you know what I mean?
It's definitely an exciting time. I mean, BitShares is awesome. Technologically, it's massively cool. We just need people to realize that.
They will. Because of people like you guys. Because really, the people who are building onto this.
We can hope. We'll try and make it happen.
Brent Alsop is saying, where is this running? Can somebody provide a link?
Just metaexchange.info.
Now, we were talking with Adam K. Ernest earlier from Follow My Vote. Do you see anywhere where bridges and bridging services like this would be usable for voting? Or is this something that really doesn't apply?
I don't know. I have no idea about the voting project.
Yeah, it's something that I need to look into a bit more. I have to admit my ignorance of it. But I'm afraid I can't answer that.
I'll try to explain what they've, at least the last I heard, they were planning on providing on a by vote basis, a service to towns, like a 40,000 person town would be able to, maybe pay on a by vote basis to use this technology. So you vote, and it's basically a block explorer that they can build into the front end to read all of it, and it'll kick out your results for you. You can go and verify it. Every user can go and verify that their vote counted on the blockchain, right? And they would accept payment on a by vote basis. So every person who voted and got taken into, this is, as I last understood it, would be used. And I'm assuming that's what they're going to do with their model that's going to be used for polling too, or something similar to that. Do you see where payment would come into a service like that a bridge could help with?
I'm not sure. I guess I'd need to understand a little bit more about vote. Presumably, each vote is a transaction on the BitShares blockchain anyway. So,
yep,
I would get on the vote blockchain. I guess it would just be the lowest possible transaction fee kind of thing in order to make voting cheap, because you want people to vote. So, I'm not really sure how
it's on the BitShares blockchain.
It is, right? Okay, that's cool. So, I guess it would be like a really low transaction fee to vote. I'm not really totally sure how a BTC bridge into that would work. I'd have to think about it more, offline, I think.
Yeah, it's just kind of interesting to see, will we have different cryptocurrencies that do different jobs, and then you'll have something like a delegated proof of stake one that will enable certain specific functions, or is it just going to be one kind of system that's going to end up beating them all out? I don't know. It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, it's something that I need to look into more, clearly. But yeah, it's an exciting project.
Heck yeah, man. Carpet Ride asks, is it possible for you guys to register your volume on CoinMarketCap? How would that be done?
We're there.
Oh.
Yeah, we got integrated the other day.
Well, you guys are on top of your... on top of it all then, huh?
Yeah. So use us, so yeah. More volume.
Yeah, give us volume. Yeah, no, we're always chasing every possible avenue, basically, because we need people to come and trade with us so that we can make everything work.
Well, maybe we can get something set up so we can show people like a walkthrough. And the reason why I try to focus on asking a lot of questions about your service is how they're going to be used, how you see them being integrated, and what a bridge is for a lot of the community who's just joining up. You guys are so early here, and we really need to teach people. Really, that's the best way to do it, is show them, hey, this is what we have. This is what it does for you. This is how you use it. 5 minutes of your time. Thank you.
Sure. I mean, that would be really cool, like videos and stuff. I guess, yeah. think there was someone made a video. I've seen it, or at least there was a screenshot. I think Stan Larimer took a screenshot of Metaexchange and posted it somewhere. So the screenshots are getting around. But
Max from BitShares TV covered us on his last.
Oh, cool! Really, I didn't know that. Awesome.
You're getting coverage, boys.
Sweet.
And Stan already got his dirty hands on your screenshots, huh?
Yeah, I was surprised. I was like, "Wow, cool!" Recognition.
Yeah, heck yeah. Well, we can focus on doing something here at some point in time, maybe on the weekend, get people to join up who want to use the service.
Yeah, cool. That'd be great.
There was this one question about the affiliate system. We are already offering partners. They have a website sharing fees. So we already agreed with SVK to get integrated into BitShares blocks with sharing fees. And this kind of agreement would be possible for any Bitcoin site.
So what would integration with BitShares blocks do?
Actually, it sprung into my head the other day when we were talking, and basically, say you go onto BitShares blocks, and you go and look at all the assets, and you're paging through, and you've got a big list of USD, CNY, BTC, etc., and then you've got a buy button, and you're like, oh, cool, I can buy some, and you click it, and then you get a BTC address, you send your BTC there, and you get the asset of your choice sent directly to your wallet. And that's a really cool integration that would be, something that we definitely want to pursue.
You gotta be kidding me. Yeah, I've been wondering what SVK was going to do. Man, you guys are going to be on a roll now. That's huge.
Hopefully, yeah. Fingers crossed.
This is going to be great that you guys are working with SVK on this project.
Sure, yeah. No, we're really excited to be working with him. I mean, BitShares Blocks is awesome. It's like one of the first proper BitShares projects, and it's slick and beautiful, and yeah, we're just really happy to be working with him.
Tony K is asking here, did you guys check the Tether USD? Is it anywhere close to integration? Can you describe what Tether is real quick?
I'm on the beta list, so I'm going to be notified, hopefully, when they start accepting new users. But as far as I understand it, they provide. I think is it on Mastercoin? It's some integration with a sidechain on Bitcoin that they guarantee to convert into USD. It's designed to let anyone that can accept Bitcoin take USD via their service. So it would be cool if we could get that into Metaexchange, because what it would mean is a route out to fiat via Tether. So yeah, hopefully, once their beta comes online, that's something that we're going to be looking into.
So it works through a credit card.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's from Bitcoin transaction into fiat via one of the providers that they have running. I guess one of them would be a credit card, and bank transactions would be another. So yeah, it's a pretty interesting thing, and great if we can get that integrated, then all the better.
Are you trying to get it out to the Eastern community too? Do they know about it?
About Tether?
No, your project, Metaexchange.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they know or not. I did request a translation on one of the forum posts that we made, but it didn't get filled in yet. I guess the trouble is it's sites, because it's all in English. I mean, that's the real trouble. We need a Chinese translation, and that would be a good idea probably. I mean, the only thing that concerns me slightly about getting a Chinese translation is that as soon as I do that, there's going to be 1 million Chinese language support requests, and I'm going to be like, whoa.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think realistically speaking, it's probably a good idea to do that, because they're a huge market after USD. That's number 2, so something that we should definitely explore.
Well, I'm just thinking, there's a lot of different on and off ramps to potential on and off ramps to fiat, and really getting connected on any fiat on-ramps and off-ramps is pretty big, you know?
Sure. Yeah, the more the better, really, because then you've got several routes in and out. Take the one with the best fees and go with that, especially if they work in your country.
Yeah, and you guys essentially, the way that your system is going to work, it's going to basically balance itself out, right, through arbitrage and things like that in the back end.
Yeah, sure.
So if you are willing, or you know someone who wants to go fiat to BitShares, we can provide a way. So he has to handle the legal stuff on his countryside, but not issuing an UEI, because we want to get the counterparty risk as small as possible. So we want to exchange directly in pegged assets or BitShares, so fiat into bit assets, not in UEIs.
The UEIs?
Yeah, the user issued asset, like a gateway.
Gotcha.
The only difference from us to a gateway is we don't issue our own asset, because if we get broke and you hold our asset, you also get broke like Bitter. So yeah, we want to use only the pegged assets on the BitShares blockchain. Yeah, so the risk is really minimized. This is our goal.
Wow, I see. So you think that it's actually that gateways are potentially very dangerous places to hold your cash, right?
I'm not really sure. I just, for us, we didn't want to have the possibility for that to happen. We want to be as risk-free as possible. We don't want to piss our customers off. So yeah, for us, it makes sense to choose bit assets, market pegged assets to issue rather than UIAs.
If you are Bitstamp, it's maybe not a problem because you have millions of dollars from VC, yeah. But if you are Bitter, you get screwed and your customers got screwed as well. So yeah, if you have millions in the background and you want to do this stuff with us, okay, come to us as well. But I'm pretty sure no one are here who will spend this kind of money. So yeah.
Yeah, so I see what you're saying. It really makes sense to leverage the power of the decentralized exchange model to your benefit.
Like I said, we could also issue the gateway assets like Metaexchange USD or something like this, and get the legal stuff done maybe in some countries. Yeah, but we are now from Europe. We would have handled some stuff from our countries, so we could do maybe fiat on ramp on euro or British pound, but not on USD because we are not in the USA. So as someone who are in America, he can do it, and we can offer the technology to get it through or transferred into BitShares, but we cannot do it on our own.
Of course. Now, this brings up a good question. We have community marketing efforts. We have people who are doing a lot of things in the background. How could the community and the people who are around and just kind of twiddling their thumbs and wondering what they want to get into next help you if they want if they have some time, or if they're so inclined to help your project? How would you say it's best to do it, other than using it, of course? We've gotten that on this off to the side, like people need to use it.
So just mention our name. That's the easiest thing that anyone can do. Get our name out there, mention it, say that you used it, it was cool, that's fine. If you're running a service and you want to take Bitcoins, integrate with us, that's cool. If you've got a wallet, you're making a wallet, just shoot us a PM. We'd love to be integrated into every wallet. If you're thinking about a fundraiser for your own project, again, give us a call or shoot us a PM. We can help you. But yeah, just mentioning our name, I think that would be the primary thing that anyone can just do.
Have there been any people in specific that you've seen who you would like to work with?
Well, like Shentist says, we really, really would love to be integrated into the main BitShares wallet. That would be awesome. I understand they have their own, things that they need to get done first, and they don't want to necessarily favor one gateway bridge over another. But I think there's ways around that. But I mean, that would be that would be awesome if we could get straight into the main wallet. But yeah.
Yeah, so if you are technical available and you want to fork the main wallets, do it and integrate us, please. Yeah, we will appreciate it.
And now tomorrow there's Metashares.
Why not?
Hey,
we are willing to share the fees, and we are not making money right now. And maybe in the future when we all get the market cap to billions, yeah. But right now, we just need the community. The community needs hopefully us as well, and sharing the fees with the community partners to make this win-win-win situations. All partners will get something from us, yeah, like tighter spreads in the future, bigger volumes to transfer instantly, without third-party risk or minimized third-party risk, and maybe for the partners on second income stream, yeah, like the fees from us.
So you were on a shared delegate, correct?
Yeah, sure.
And how does that sustain you? Does that even dent it, or where are we sitting on that?
Well, it's I haven't cashed any of it out. I'm currently holding. So Metaexchange is a project that I'm doing completely in my spare time. I'm probably spending about 3 or 4 hours a day on it. And I would keep on doing it even if I didn't have a delegate, to be honest, because I'm really excited to be part of this project. But having that delegate there, I think, is definitely going to be useful as the market cap rises. But yeah, I'm holding now, so I'm not cashing out.
So it gives you kind of an incentive to hold on to it and keep working on the project.
Exactly, yeah, because it's really, the price is just super low at the minute. So I'm there's no way I'm cashing it out. I can survive on my, regular income, and it does give me an incentive to keep on pushing. But I mean, to be honest, like I said, I'm super excited about the project anyway, so I just cannot stop working on it.
Yeah, there's a monetary incentive there, but that's just because it has to be there. But I understand. It's sure. An addiction.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, having a project that shows promise that is quite rare. Oftentimes, I've been involved on a lot of my own projects that you don't really go anywhere. It's good to have. It's good to be part of a community where you're on a project that really does seem to have a lot of potential, and that's really exciting for me.
Yeah. This is going to be a very exciting next 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, hopefully.
I mean, we could sit in our own BitShares and just looking for other people's to do something, yeah? But we decided to do our own stuff to help us all, yeah? Because we want all that BitShares is successful, because if it's not, we are losing all a couple of bucks, I think so, yeah. Me and you and anyone here. So yeah, if you want to help us, it will help us all in the long run.
And we're all 7 degrees away from Chuck Norris. So if anybody can reach out to Chuck Norris or somebody else who might be helpful for a project like this, your different degrees of connectedness really do help.
Yeah, Chuck Norris, yeah, Metaexchange, get it mentioned.
Troglodactyl said if they add support for gateways in the main wallets, I think it should be API support to allow users to add gateways they personally trust.
Yeah, I mean, an idea that I had that I mentioned to Valentine today was a way to integrate gateways into the wallet and do it fairly, so you're not emphasizing one over the other, is just to integrate a few under a common interface and only have one option to buy or sell, and then just pick the gateway that's got the best price for the user. So the user wins. The gateways aren't unfairly chosen one over the other by default, and everyone wins.
Where can people contact you guys if they want to help out, or if they have an idea or anything they can toss your way?
Yeah, just I'm Monsterer on the forum, so you can just shoot me a PM, or Frank is Shentist, of course, so just shoot him a PM as well. We can hook up and go from there.
It's really good to talk to you guys today.
It's great to talk to you. You guys finally. Fuzzy and I had a Mumble session initially, a while back, but the internet went down in the session. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to finish it, and it's so difficult to find the time to carry on. So I'm glad we've finally managed to do that, and great that we've got awesome stuff to talk about with as well. So that's great.
Thank you, Brent, for giving them love.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you for having us on here.